What's up guys, new video in the channel and I'll be talking a little bit about what happened yesterday between Real Oviedo and Mirandes. It was a really important game for both of the teams, but I will say that it was more important for Real Oviedo because Mirandes was an unbeaten local team. That means that they haven't been beaten by anybody at their home. And Real Oviedo came from a loss against Deportivo La Coruña with a defensive mistake in the last minute, so it was a painful pill to swallow. But given the changes that happened in the starting 11, we all thought that the game was going to turn out a little bit different. But given the changes in the starting 11 was basically putting Rahim instead of Pomares in the left back and including Fede Viñas at top and leaving Hassam in the bench, which I thought at the beginning it was really good. But then when you start seeing the game and how the weather turned out, there was a lot of wind, there was a lot of rain, which made the game a little bit more direct and a lot of duels. It was more of a northern soccer kind of thing that is really typical in Spain. You can see also in England. But the way the game turned out, it wasn't what Real Oviedo does good. Real Oviedo is very good controlling the game with the ball, but once the ball can't be passed 2 or 3 times, there is no way that you are gonna control the game in any way. And that's how really Mirandes controlled the game, by knowing that if Real Oviedo didn't get close to their goal, that wasn't gonna make them any kind of danger. The only danger that happened, it was a foul that Fede Viñas had invented, I think, a little bit in the box, outside of the box, that Seoane hit the crossbar. But after that, nothing else happened. It was a really intense game. There was a lot of duels, and the centre backs were amazing. They played with 5-3-2, I think, and a penalty that it was a real clear penalty. Bad luck, you can say, too, but it was really clear, and there is nothing to discuss that we can discuss in any other games, that there was many referee decisions that could affect Real Oviedo, but in this case it didn't affect. It was basically the way that you have performed is the way that you deserve to get out of Anduba with a loss. Honestly, there was no much or nothing much that you can talk, because tactically the team didn't really need to do anything, because there was a game more of what you are supposed to be proud of being super manly, in the way of that you are going into those duels with players that are supposed to be that way. You have Colombato that is supposed to be really tough to go on those duels. You have Alemão, you have Fede Viñas too. Then Elias Chaire is also really tough to go against, and it didn't work out the way that you wanted. I wouldn't qualify it as a coach's mistake, because then the changes that happened at the end of the game didn't really change anything. Trying to put Cazorla could have helped based on some corners or some faults that he can put into the box, and he did something good, but there wasn't the game. It hasn't been the games lately for Real Oviedo that they want to control the ball, want to pass the ball around a lot, but the speed of that possession is not good enough for what you're wanting to do. That's basically controlling the game. You're controlling the game, yes, but then you have Mirandes and Deportivo La Coruña scoring against you with, and then you have 58 or 60% of the possession, which doesn't really make any sense if you are trying to get to direct promotions. So overall, it was a bad game, in my opinion. Very frustrating to see, because there was no kind of adaptation into the weather and adaptation into what the game was asking you to do, neither for the players or neither for the coaches. I think you can maybe put Alemão as the one that has fought more for the team, also Fede Viñas, but they weren't good enough. The centre backs really put them on their pockets, and honestly, you are supposed to be the biggest or the best, one of the best strikers in the second division, and there was a really important one-on-one, or the keeper really missed it, and you had it there it is really difficult, but it is something that you at least need to put it on the goal because there was no goalkeeper, and that makes it a little bit more difficult for the defenders or for whoever is there. So now it is time to look at Elche this Friday, trying to really think of the way that you want to play, because Elche is a team that is going to play the same as you, so you cannot play the same way that you're playing. They're going to try to beat you in possession, and they have already have beaten you away at their home in Elche, Martínez Valero, 3-0. So it is the time. The biggest games are coming, and if Real Oviedo wants to be a contender to get to the first division, they really need to start making some changes and bring the Cazorlas, the Elias Chaira, the Colombatos, and put them to where they really need to be. Colombato needs to be getting closer to the ball, the same as Cazorla. Maybe not having César de la Hoz or Sibo playing as much could be helpful if you combine the three good players that are now Seoane, Colombato and Cazorla in the midfield. If you want to combine and create really quick movement with the ball, that's gonna be the best. If you want to slow the ball, you can put Den Hassan and basically do what you are not supposed to do to make something happen and score goals. That is basically the important thing that Oviedo needs to start doing, because the last two games were a little bit of, and the last few games have been the same, passing the ball super slow, nothing happening, and it is actually triggering the fans to start criticizing a lot the coaches. But I don't think it is really the coaches. It is something that really needs to change in general for the team, because the coach has some power, but the players need to put something on their side as well.